Hey cousins, y'all ready for the podcast? The only thing is that Chris doesn't know. Baby! Come here. Ready?
Shooting a movie?
No. We starting our podcast.
Okay. Am I supposed to talk to you or look this way?
You can do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable.
Is this mine?
That's yours. I poured that for you.
Okay. I'm gonna need this.
Did you just waste that on my couch?
No? I don't think I did. No?
Oh. Y'all, he's so over me. Welcome to the podcast.
That's what it's called?
Don't you be over me?
Sometimes. Yeah.
You look good.
Thank you.
Can I touch on you?
I don't care.
Okay. You follow me on social media, you see all the time that Chris really do be over me, but he loves it here. So we just gonna keep the show going. If you're wondering what this podcast is gonna be about, it's gonna be about everything. If you follow me, you know that I am unfiltered. So we are talking about love. We are talking about marriage. We are talking about sex. We are talking about all the things that are uncomfortable. So all things uncomfortable, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Telling everybody everything?
I mean, I'm pretty unfiltered, wouldn't you say?
I guess.
We're going to see how much we can actually get Chris to talk about. But today's episode is about sex.
Why are we talking about this on the first one?
Sex.
You know, introduction or nothing?
Sex and intimacy. You want to do it to me?
What?
Sex and intimacy.
All these cameras up.
That's the perfect thing to... Anyway, I'm going to get comfortable. We're not going to pretend like we're not sitting here in our living room, in our couch, in a comfy environment. I'm going to get comfortable. I'm usually all up on him, as y'all know, so I won't be doing anything different but what I normally do. Chris, I have questions for you.
What? Am I supposed to look up here or talk to you?
You can look at me.
Okay.
You want to look at me?
Yeah, I mean, that's weird just to look at the...
Okay, well, you
didn't give me no instructions.
Well, no, because if I would have
given... what I'm supposed to do.
If I would have given you instructions, you would have told me no.
Hands?
Just put your hand back.
Okay.
If I would have given you instructions, you would have told me no.
Yeah.
So I just had to call you in here.
How long is each episode?
Each episode is only going to be about 30 minutes because I know I probably am not going to be able to get you to talk for much longer than that. Okay. I want to know what you as a man, what do you feel the difference between sex and intimacy are? What's the difference? Yeah, I'm going to be asking you questions. What's the difference between sex and intimacy? From a man's perspective.
I do what you tell me to do.
That's not what I asked. What is the difference, though? What's the difference between sex and intimacy?
Well, why don't you answer that first, and then I'll tell you if I agree or disagree.
Because I already know. Because you just gonna piggyback off of what I say to try to make your answer sound good.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to. If I could agree or disagree. Why you look like you already wrote questions down?
I may have
preparation. I just walked into the fire.
So I still want to know what do you feel the difference between sex and intimacy are? What's the difference?
Am I good at either one of them?
You good at both.
Well, then you tell me then.
To me, since he wants me to go first.
You can't call me out here and out the blue
and just expect for you to answer. That's how I get your best reactions. So for me, sex is just that. It's the act of intercourse. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be so-so. It's sex. It's two people engaging in sexual activity. Intimacy is a little bit more. Intimacy starts outside of the bedroom and leads to the bedroom if you do it the right way. So intimacy is checking on you, seeing how you doing, touching on you, the little subtle touches, or slapping on the butt when you walk by, or hugs and kisses throughout the day, letting you know I'm thinking about you, asking you how you feeling. I
gotta do all that to get some at the end of the day.
Don't you be getting some?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but
sometimes I don't do all of that though.
And what happens when you ain't doing it?
I don't know. I still get some.
I mean,
sometimes.
But is it not?
It just
Okay, but honestly.
Depends on the environment, I guess, and that's going on in the house.
But is sex better when there is intimacy involved? Because you can have sex with anybody, but what makes sex good?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm a dude. I don't need you to do all that touching and complimenting throughout the day.
So it
I don't
doesn't make you
really.
feel good as a man for your woman to touch you and compliment you, tell you you smell good, tell you how nice you look. I like that outfit you have on. That super fresh you have on, that limited edition that sold out in 30
Whoa,
seconds.
giving promos?
30 no, I'm just saying. I noticed the super fresh and how nice it looks. So I tell you look nice. I like your new skull cap. You look good. So you don't want to know that? You don't want me to tell you those things?
Yeah, I guess I like that. I like that.
My question is, what role does intimacy play in sex? Like what is the role? If there's no intimacy, is the sex good or is it just sex?
So you say intimacy is like you hyping me up throughout the day?
Why you gotta put it in such simple terms?
I'm a simple person. That's what it sounded like.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like,
I
I
like
need to
being.
hear that I'm beautiful. I need to hear that, oh, baby, I like that perfume you have on. Or, oh, your locks look nice today. Or,
They
thank you for
always look
doing it.
nice.
Baby, thank you for making breakfast this morning. Just those small acts of
I didn't say
appreciation.
I said thank you for breakfast
I
this
know you
morning.
said thank you for breakfast. You missing my point. I'm saying those things, those intimate moments
Mm-hmm.
are important.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I like being hyped up throughout the day, I guess. Just we be having a lot going on, so I don't be paying attention. But I guess when you do it a lot because that's just what you do. I think.
What's
Uh,
just what I do? What you mean?
you always say I look good, or I mean, I guess when you're in a good mood, I look good.
You
Uh,
look good when I'm not in a good mood. I just may or may not tell you.
I think that's more of a. I ain't gonna say it's a woman thing.
What's a woman thing?
Like the whole like the fact that you differentiated the two so much. Like I don't really know if I uh like is intimacy like what foreplay, like
That
the
plays a
lead
part.
up.
Yes. So the lead up, the foreplay, because foreplay isn't just sexual. Foreplay can start outside of the bedroom too. Foreplay starts from the time you wake up in the morning.
That's a long time. I
Did you greet me and tell me good morning and give me a kiss and tell me I'm beautiful? And throughout the day, did you text me and say, baby, I'm thinking about you. I can't wait till I get off work so we can spend some time together. Like, those are all things, that's a form of foreplay.
gotta do that all the time to
I'm
get ass at the end of the day.
I'm not saying
To
all
getting the
the
cakes, I gotta do that every day.
I'm not saying all the
Cause you don't
time.
be hyping me up every day like
I
that.
do.
No,
I
you
hype
don't.
you.
No, you don't.
I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying it should be a major part of your day. Because here's my thing, and ladies, tell me if I'm wrong. You can, and some of y'all may not care. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but you cannot expect to have walked past me all day long, barely saying anything, and then it's time to get into bed, and now you come rubbing on me. Get your paws. You haven't done anything throughout the day to cultivate what you're trying to do right now. So you're just gonna take your penis out and stick it in me, but you've done nothing throughout the day. You haven't told me I'm beautiful. You haven't rubbed on me. You haven't
I
asked
didn't
me
think you
how
was
I'm.
beautiful. You wouldn't have got married.
You think that mean that we don't want to hear it just because you?
But I do tell you, just because I didn't say it today or that one day, don't mean I shouldn't be allowed some at the end of the day. You be wanting it too. I
Yeah,
don't ask you for all them things. If you want it, you just got to grab my dick and then we good to go.
but
You require a lot of work.
but you knew that before you married me. Don't do that.
Mm,
You knew what I required before you married me. Did you not?
Year one didn't require so much work. 12 might be a little different. 10 was probably a little different.
That's because we was fucking like rabbits in year one.
Didn't require no work.
But as you get older and things in your life start to evolve and you have more responsibilities, sometimes you have to put in more effort. I know you agree with that. You have to put in more effort.
Yeah, I guess I did. I guess I do. What?
You so handsome.
Man, come on.
You are. Okay. So story time.
What?
Yeah, I'm telling it. Story time. There are times, well, first of all, let me debunk. Let me debunk what's it called? A myth. A myth.
Debunk a myth?
Yeah.
Mythbuster?
Is that correct? A myth buster. People think that when you get married, that you just, I mean, it's just open access to the butt. Like you just doing it all day, every day. And maybe there's a time in your marriage. Chris and I have been married for what, we're going on 13 years?
Yep,
Yeah.
whatever you say it is.
13 years. So there may have been a time like in our early 20s when we got married to where, we was busting through every door and, whipping out the dick and he doing, but the reality is when you get a little bit older, your libido changes, you have kids, your body changes.
Yours went up. My shit go down.
Mine did go up.
Don't ask me to do none of that shit from year one. I ain't even got the time or the strength.
First of all, don't be telling all my business.
You the one who bought us out.
But things change. Your body changes. You have kids. They have sports. You have less time. So we not sitting up here having Mr. Nasty time every Mr. Nasty time. We're not doing that every single night. We could. But a few times a week. A few meaning like more than two.
That's in a good season.
In a good season, we're definitely more than 2 times a week. Keep in mind, my beautiful mother-in-law has moved in with us. And we have 2 children that are extremely busy: basketball, baseball, football, jiu-jitsu, soccer. You name it, they are participating in it. So we are sports parents Monday through Saturday. I think Sunday is our only day off. And sometimes they have games on Sundays too. We be tired. Not to mention, I'm a real estate agent. He works in IT and we own multiple properties. So something is always going wrong with one of the properties. So the time is a little limited, right? Shoot. Out of 7 days, if we can get 3 to 4, that's good.
I'm cool with 2.
What?
It just depends on what we got going on. We ain't doing a whole bunch of stuff. Then you could go on and stack them days up. But
you be tired, baby.
Sometimes I do be tired. But I do it however many times you want to. That's up to you.
Yeah, you've never told me no.
Nope.
You've never told me no.
Nope. Long as my thing work, you better use it.
I've told you no. Do you get mad when I tell you?
Get older, it may stop working one day. I don't know. So you got to use it while you can.
Shut up. But honestly, do you get mad when I tell you no?
Sometimes. Not mad. I'll be like, all right. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I do be mad.
You've never told me you be.
Why would I die if I want something and I can't get none, nigga?
We sharing secrets today.
It's not a secret, bro.
You've never told me that you were mad.
Would you be mad if I said no?
I would have an attitude.
But unfortunately, my dick works different. If you grab it, then it's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be go time. Like it's easy for y'all. But unfortunately, I gotta do all that stuff you just mentioned. Where it's like
because I don't work
Rubik's Cube puzzle before.
I don't work that way. Like you have to have revved me up before you just come trying to stick something in me.
Sound like an old Buick.
You gotta rev it up. There have been times where I will tell Chris no if I feel like there the emotional connection is lacking. That's what it is. If the emotional connection is lacking, I will say, like, you haven't touched me all day. You haven't tried to initiate a conversation with me.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And my husband, he be
connect.
busy, y'all. He is busy. He coaches my kids in all their sports.
We got to connect. We ain't got time for all the rigmarole. We got to get down to it. You be arguing, but once it's in, you don't even be caring about all that stuff he said. If you just put it in there, then you don't even be worried about all that other stuff he was talking about leading up through the day. You don't care about none of that. You just got to get it in there. Once it's in, that's all that stuff you talking about was out the door. You ain't never put it in and said, all right, stop, put it back out. You ain't never said that.
Well, what the hell am I saying that for?
Exactly.
It's something in your eye. Come here. I got it. Back to the original question, because I don't know if you really answered it. Is there a difference between sex and intimacy?
According to you, it is.
According to me.
Yeah, and probably most women out there.
So you don't feel like there's a difference?
I guess there is, but is it required for me to have sex? Not really. So do I prefer it? It's nice.
Intimacy is nice.
More of a thing for you than it is for me.
I'm having a hard time understanding.
Me too.
I don't understand because I'm very affectionate. Mm-hmm. So just throughout the day, if I'm doing this, or I come in the office and give you a kiss and give you a hug or sit on your lap.
I like all that.
So it does matter.
But if you didn't do any of that the whole day and then we got in the bed and you tried to have sex with me, I would be cool with that.
You're so simple.
Most men are simple creatures. It's a rare few that are probably complicated. Most of us are simple.
Okay.
I think, my opinion.
What advice? Because I always want to hear your advice.
I don't have any advice.
Yes, you do. So yeah, one of the things Chris acts like he likes to act like he does not have any advice, but Chris gives such amazing advice. I don't know why he sit up here and act like that. If you were to encounter a friend and they a married couple or just a couple in general, and they were having an issue with passion, reigniting the passion in their marriage, what advice would you give them on how to because we've had to do that before. There was a time where I've said it to you before, like, I feel like we're roommates. Like, you're my best friend. I feel like we're roommates. We had to reignite that passion.
I think that's a good thing.
What's a good thing?
Being roommates.
What do you mean?
Some people don't even like living with a spouse. What you mean?
But it's not okay if that's all you feel, like the person is just a roommate. It needs to be more than that.
I think we have fun like roommates.
We do have fun. We laugh and we play and we joke. We have a lot of fun together. But what about wanting to feel that passion, like those butterflies?
You don't get no passion?
A lot of times I do. But that feeling, do you remember what it feels like when you were first dating and you just get these butterflies when you know you're about to meet up or when you're about to talk to the person? Like that butterfly feeling, that passion to where you just bumping into the walls and kissing and rubbing and tearing each other's clothes off.
Sound like a movie. I don't know what that ever really happens like that in real life.
I bet you it does.
The butterfly thing, but not the whole whatever you just described.
So my question is, what is your suggestion for a couple that is looking to reignite the passion in their relationship? How do you do that?
I just generally do what you tell me to do. So I'm gonna be honest, like,
so men just need to listen to their women is what I hear you saying.
Yeah. That's what I tend to do. It generally works for me. Like,
and what about when
you ain't saying what you want? I mean, but I tell you that all the time. I ain't no magician or no mind reader. If you don't say what you want, then it can't get done.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we went through, I guess, with those down seasons, we like to call them, you got to tell me why is it down? So if I don't know, then I can't really adjust to it or do anything about it without you saying something. You're always pretty open with me.
What I hear you saying is that they should start with transparency, saying what the problem is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of that, yeah, I generally just do what you tell me to do.
And what about if for the women that have stubborn men, like you're not going to tell me what to do? I don't have to listen to you. I'm my own man. I'm not gonna like. So what about men? Because I have seen men like that. There are men. A woman can request something from you, even if it's not outlandish. It's just something that she feels will enhance the relationship, and they are just unwilling to comply or to even entertain the idea of what she's saying. And I know you've seen guys like that. What do you do in a situation like that? For the guy that is not determined to make his marriage or his relationship work, to where he's like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
My honest opinion?
Yeah.
I mean, that nigga don't want to be married, then I guess.
Because
what's the point? What's the point in if you're not gonna, I guess, listen to your spouse or whatever?
Mm-hmm. If they wanted to be in the relationship, they would do whatever was required to make it work.
Yeah, I mean that goes both ways. I mean, I don't know if I've voiced a lot of concerns, but when I do say stuff, you generally try to do it. I mean, I just don't complain about a lot of things,
right?
But when I do, you always kind of try to meet those needs the best you can, and you probably ask a lot more because women just require more. I guess the whole intimacy thing requires a lot more, and do what you got to do if you want to. If you want your woman to be happy. I mean, if you don't want that, then I don't really know what your life gonna be real hard if your wife ain't happy. I know that much.
And I've actually heard guys say that happy wife, happy life. They like that's selfish. That's what about my happiness?
Shit, if my wife happy, I'd be happy too. Shit. When she not happy, then I gotta deal with complaints and nagging. I don't know what them niggas talking about. When my wife happy, nigga, everything is going good. When she start complaining and that shit is a wrap, it's gonna be hell at home. It's too much.
But I can understand what you're saying.
Home need to be peaceful.
Yeah. And if I'm happy, usually the household is happy when I'm happy. When I'm happy, I'm making breakfast, lunch, dinner. We have dessert every night. I'm dancing and playing with the kids. I'm taking care of your needs. The house is clean. Everybody's needs are being met when I'm happy.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
And what about the people that say that that's a selfish way to think? Like everything is revolving around your wife, and if everything is revolving around her and her happiness, and that's selfish.
I mean that's kind of what I opted into. So
what do you mean when you say that?
I could have just not got married. I mean, if I wanted everything to revolve around me, or I could just not got married.
But when you get married, you're choosing to make your wife the center of of course, aside from God, because we know that God is at the center. We are believers. We're Christians. God is at the center. But aside from God, you're saying that your goal is to make your wife happy.
Yeah. Yeah, if I honor my marriage, then life should be good. So I does what I can.
I'll suck your lips off. You're so gross. Rapid fire. Well, wait.
What does that mean?
Hold on. Before we get to rapid fire.
I keep popping this thing. Is that gonna mess up?
Yeah, you're gonna hear it, and you moving it. You're gonna hear all of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you keep kicking your legs and moving your body. Yeah.
I'm fidgety.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when I call you impromptu for a podcast.
What is rapid fire?
Rapid fire. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I don't have them already in my head. I'm gonna ask you some questions. You have to say the first thing that comes to your head. You don't have time to think. You just have to answer quickly. You ready?
I don't really want to play this.
Did you say
Yeah, I don't really want to play. You don't have something else to do?
We doing rapid fire. I want to do that. Okay, you ready? Daytime or nighttime sex?
Nighttime.
Both of them. Both. Doggy or missionary?
Doggy.
Nasty. Side butter on top?
You
You think it too hard.
I like side, but
Me too. I have a question for you. I want to talk about sexual satisfaction. What is your take on being in a relationship and being sexually unsatisfied? How do you fix it? From a man's perspective, how do you fix it?
I ain't never been unsatisfied.
Well, I know that. But if a friend were to come to you and tell you, like, Chris, I'm just not happy.
No, none of my friends come to me with that kind of question. Nobody's ever came up to me. Say,
why don't
say, bro? I'm not sexually happy in my marriage.
How do you believe couples should interpret the information when it's translated to them that they are sexually unsatisfied? Because I imagine that would be a blow to the ego and it would be a lot of hurt feelings. But if you're sexually unsatisfied, what is the best way to address that? In a relationship, to keep your sex life happy, would you agree that certain needs need to be met on both ends?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens when those needs are not being met? What's the next step?
Talk about it.
Okay. How would you suggest a woman handle a situation if she is sexually unsatisfied in her relationship? She wants to fix it, but she is afraid to have that conversation with her spouse because of how he may react.
You always just tell me what's wrong. If you want something, you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm either going to do it or I ain't. I mean, I'm going to have to, if I want my wife happy, I'm going to have to figure some shit out.
I will say this. Chris is probably one of the most mature men that I have ever talked to. It doesn't matter what I talk to him about.
Mature?
I mean,
you've never said that before.
You're very mature.
You've called me a lot of things, but mature ain't been one of them.
So you saying I'm not telling the truth about how I feel?
I mean, you might be, but you've just never, like, this is the first time you've actually used that word. Chris is a mature man.
I mean, do you like that?
Or I mean, I just ain't never heard it from you before. I mean, I've never heard that. Yeah,
well, I think there are a lot of things that I think about you. I think that you are extremely intelligent. But the way that your brain processes information is mature. If there's something that I feel like we're lacking in our marriage, if there's something that I feel like I need that I'm not getting, we used to do certain things and now we're not doing them, but I want us to start doing those things again. You're always open to those conversations. You have never gotten upset with me for expressing a desire, a need, a fantasy, any of that. Even if it's something that you don't agree with, you've never gotten upset with me for sharing. That's pretty mature.
I guess so. I mean, I never looked at it like that. I mean, we married, and if we gonna be married forever, I gotta be willing to take whatever it is you feel or have to say. I can't get mad or in my feelings about everything. I mean, it's either gonna be fight or flight. I'm either do what you ask, make some type of change or something, or I ain't, and then shit just gonna get worse.
Okay.
And I don't want, if you ain't getting from me, you might try to start looking somewhere else. So I gotta do something. But I guess I try to be a safe space, I guess, for you to.
That's exactly what you are.
Say stuff or say how you feel.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are. So I've never been afraid to say how I truly feel or to come to you, especially in regards to anything in our sex life, any type of desire or anything that I want. You are always extremely open to hearing what it is. I remember this one time, it was a guy on YouTube. I'm going to insert the clip. He was showing a demonstration on a pillow of a stroke that he was doing. Here go the stroke. Right? No, it was a pillow. It wasn't a woman he was doing. Okay, so here's the stroke. And I told my husband,
bro, don't put all my
first of all, my husband's
out there like
your
that.
stroke is damn amazing. Don't do that. Don't downplay yourself.
I don't need that kind of hype though on social media.
Don't discount your stroke.
I ain't discounting it. I just saying you ain't gotta put all business out there.
I'm just saying he just had a little more swivel to the hip. The hip had a lot of swivel to it. It was it was interesting to me. And so I showed him the video and I'm like, he got this little swivel happening and this little swivel looks interesting. I would like for us to try this swivel. And do you know just
Girl, why you gotta talk about everything?
this tried that swivel and I lost my mind. But think about had I not felt comfortable enough to talk to him about the swivel. If I hadn't
got hit with the dip swirl. And dip swirl.
had I not talked to him about the swivel, I wouldn't have had a swivel. And the swivel is amazing.
Is this what we finna talk about in all the episodes?
This episode is just about sex and intimacy. But you have to be open to have the
dip swirl.
But you have to be willing to have those transparent conversations. Now, I could have been worried about, well, what is he gonna think? But no, baby, I saw this and I want to show you where I saw it at, and I'm interested in this. And you know what he gonna do? He gonna make the dip swirl happen. Because we in this thing for the long run. We're in it for the long haul. And yes, to anybody that's going to be in the comments, well, could he do the same? Absolutely, he could. If you see somebody on there clapping cheeks and doing something that looks interesting to you, baby, tell me. Little booties matter. I can make a cheek clap. You hear what I'm saying? You seen the cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
The cheeks will clap.
They cheek.
Clappeth, they will.
They be cheeking.
The cheeks be cheeking. So all he got to do is tell me. Baby, don't be out here wondering what that be like. Let me show you. I can show you. Tell me what you need. Just tell me what you need and I got you. What you want. How important is transparency if you want to have a love life that is above average? How important is transparency? Relaying what your needs are, your desires, your fantasies. How important is that in a marriage, in a relationship, in a partnership? How important is that?
Transparency and I guess communication is kind of the most important thing, or one of the most important things. I think you said it earlier. You kind of, and probably for most women, you kind of evolve and change.
Yes, 16 years. We've been married 13.
So you have kind of
13 this year.
The things you like are different in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And
what I want right now, as a 38-year-old,
it's a lot different.
It's not the same thing I wanted as a 22-year-old. It's not the same thing.
That's different. So I've had to kind of learn those things, but it's a lot easier to learn them if you just tell me. Because I ain't finna be figuring that shit out on the whim and trying to guess and stuff like that. So
it's
you've
better
always told me
to just have the conversation.
Easier, yeah. Makes it easier for me anyways.
Would you say that it's important how a woman brings that topic to her man? Because I would say that it's important. I would say that you can't wait until you're frustrated and you blow up and you tell him, well, that's why you ain't been doing what I wanted. You can't do it.
Then I probably won't do shit.
You can't do it that way.
Just get mad too.
Right. Yeah. Explain how I come to you and how it's received and why it's received in the way that it is. How would you say that I approach you when there's something that I need?
Most of the time, it's pretty, say, gentle or soft. It's not with anger.
Would you say that it's coming from a loving place, though?
Yeah. I think that's more on you being comfortable enough to tell me that stuff. I ain't finna flip out or nothing.
Right.
Yeah, you pretty soft when you come with your, I guess, your little intimacy requirement list and stuff like that. Sometimes you got a fiery side.
I think that's what you like about me.
It's on my level of tolerability.
Okay.
I mean, I could tolerate your level of crazy. Most people probably could not.
I agree. Most people could not.
Which makes me feel very secure in my marriage. I don't care how cute you look. You once a nigga get to know, they'll send you right back to
And we're going to conclude episode 1 on that note. Thank you for tuning in to Y'all. He's So Tired of Me. Nope, that ain't what it's called.
That ain't what you called it.
Thank y'all for tuning in
Try
to
again.
Y'all He's So Over Me. And he is, but he ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
On season 1 of Y'all He's So Over Me, we have so many things to talk about, don't we?
I don't know. I'm just here because you asked me to come in here.
We got so much
I
to
was at
talk
work.
about.
We got a lot to talk about, y'all.
So we're gonna be talking about sex, love, intimacy, how to rebuild and rekindle that connection. We are going to be talking about how to keep intimacy alive when you are busy parents of multiple children. We are going to be talking about money and what you should be doing with the money, how to create the life that you want to live. But a lot of times we're going to be talking about sex.
What?
And intimacy and love and nasty stuff.
What kind of show is this?
It's my kind of show.
Trying to help people.
Y'all He's So Over Me. Season 1 is starting soon. I promise you're not gonna want to miss it.
It's a whole season of it?
It's a season. If y'all thought he was over me, you really gonna see how over me he is. It's gonna be fun though. I hope y'all tune in. Don't you
I thought we were done.
Don't you hand me that mic back one
You
more
said
time.
we were done.
You are
3 times.
You are gonna record these videos with me. You are gonna record these intros and outros.
Do we gotta do it every day?
We're gonna record these videos.
You said we were finished with
Christopher,
this one.
the people want to hear what you have to say.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't care about.
They do. They want to hear. They want to hear what you have to say.
Nobody cares right now. They don't want to hear.